Because when your electronics look like shit, don't fear, because the most mid as fuck technician is here. With this PC that literally overheats while sitting idly, I have no idea what the hell is going on and why the fans are this loud. We're gonna be cleaning it. I don't know why, some of my footage went missing, so this is gonna be inserted in the video. To start first, we can start with the easy things such as stickers that look like they've seen World War I and II combined. Nobody wants these and they look like shit. So, let's get this fixed. After you peel off your sticker, which I really hope you didn't need instructions for that, you will be left with this, I don't even know how to describe this, but it looks like the Transformer logo, but made out of nut. So whatever that is, you can scrape it away with a good old answer for everything. From inside wounds to outside wounds. From children misbehaving to driving being too boring. Alcohol. I forgot to show me pouring the alcohol on the sticker residue, but I got a little bit excited about how fast it was cleaning off. My bad, guys, but don't worry, we can still clean this. One thing I highly recommend is hop online and get yourself a 500 pack of microfiber cloths. These things, super cheap, 500 pack, literally one of the most convenient shit I've ever bought. Because boom, check this out. Wiped away and clean as new. Doesn't that look better? Minus the little pieces that I can't really get off right now. Because I think it does. 10 out of 10. Now onto the harder top. These are some really deep scratches in black paint. But let me tell you a very easy trick for this if you need to cover up scratches in your laptop. Get yourself a pack of paint pens. You would think, okay, how does this really apply? These are really awesome. And also, these work great for, like, just fucking, if you want to add a design to your bottle or whatever, you can just draw on these. These are just fun as fuck. Also, they work great for scratches. They're like those little markers for cars, except this one, it's better on just smaller things. Now, I pray these hose are not dry because I haven't used them in a minute. And the thing is, I use the black one the most. So we're going to see if I have any left in here. Let's pray we do. I'm up to tone. Hope my phone does not fall over mid-recording. We can now see the top of this laptop as, yes, it is still scratched up, but it is not as bad as it used to be. You can use paint paint pens to fill in these scratches, and they are not near as bad and as visible. Now, there are two things I do want to say. One, I am disclosing this to anyone that I end up selling this to, as obviously it's shitty to just hide it. I'm going to say, hey, there's been scratches, and they've been, repainted kind of over and touched up on. But, yeah. That is basically what's going on here. So please don't do this and then just not, because it's a shitty dude. And his business is already dying. So when you throw more, distrust in the third-party repair community, this is how you fuck shit up. So just trust. I do disclose this to the customers. Like, hey, man, this is scratched up pretty bad. I have filled in scratches, but, yeah. So if you look close, you can still see, like, oh, yeah, they're definitely there. But from up here, it's not just camera tricks. You really can't see it very much. It looks way better than how it used to. They're, like, just more faint now. And honestly, that's better than, how it is, well, how it used to be. But now that I've done the outside as best as I can, it is now time to tackle the missing screws, stuff like that damage. Ooh, too far to zoom. And just a few other things. And this thing is going to be ready to actually go out. So once you finish up on the actual bottom side, because it turns out that this side is also fair game for the cat as a scratching post. So give me one moment. There we go. A bit better. And with a touch up on paint here, you can see how this is going to get from here to this, looking much better and much less fucked up. Now, the paint doesn't match yet because it isn't dry, and I will be painting the entire rest of the side, so it's a nice shiny dark black versus how it used to be. Now that the laptop only looks like a cat, only half got to it versus fully, we can now start finishing up on this outside. And that's a blue screen I was telling you all about. But hey, that's a driver issue for later and not now. So first we got to figure out this eczema having ThinkPad and the fact that this also booted from the completely wrong device. But that's also unrelated. Anyways, we also need to clean this absolutely just goonflake covered keyboard, dog. Like this is just I'm disappointed in you, PC owner. Stop gooning. Get some help. Anyways, we got to clean all this shit off, and, whatever ball crust and smegma flakes we got in here, we're going to have to probably send that into my wonderful air around me. Actually, never mind, I'm lucky, because I somehow lost my compressed air, so on to manually doing it. Make sure you get one of these brushes that are stiffer than your average bond with your laptop, for real. And you can get scrubbing on here, and that should start to get rid of the eczema on this keyboard. It is slow, but this is the least abrasive God fucking damn. Apparently I cannot speak today. Method on doing this. So I'm going to come back to y'all when this is done. Yo. go. We hit like 5 likes, and I'll take a snort. I'll put this in a line, and I'll like snort the what's it called, ball flakes from the keyboard, bro. I'll totally do this if we hit 5 likes. Absolutely. So like, we should hit 5 likes type shit. Bro, anyone that watches these, dog, am I actually entertaining? Low key. Congratulations. Thank you for what's it called, watching. Your humble 30 seconds viewership is totally worth it. Also, I'm trying a few other methods with this, so that's why this is different now. No, my camera's too ass to record it, but those flakes are very much inhalable. Didn't think that'd be that big of an issue until I've tried to, what's it called? I blew it everywhere, and I swear I could like taste them. It's like, I don't know, it's hard to describe. Go like inhale pepper. That's what it's like. Ugh, this is disgusting. Remember, kids, you only get 1 pair of lungs, so unless you steal them from a homeless person. Mask up. Well, this might seem a bit extreme to be masked up. I'm inhaling these and I can actively feel it, and it tastes like crap. It's probably not healthy for me. Along with this, my fan is not helping with this either, due to the fact this is literally blowing these ball flakes around 24/7. Or not 24/7, just everywhere. You get the fucking point. Well, after going after this for a while, it's starting to look a bit better with a more reflective surface versus the chipped giant circle in the middle. So, we're going to cover this. We're actually going to take it out to work on it further, and then we're going to move onto our keyboard. While we're in here, we're going to cover several issues, along with the speaker that has just absolutely failed to the years and has just literally decayed into just absolute garbolium right here, bruh. I ain't dealing with this, so we're going to put another one from another laptop that I'm going to rip out, and we'll just retrofit that in there. We'll get it working. While we're doing this, we're also going to work on these fans and absolutely get rid of all of this new undiscovered disease, also known as COVID Part 2. Because remember, we do not want a Part 2 of that. Clean your PCs. Otherwise, you're risking us all. Now time to replace whatever the hell this speaker is with a much better one that we can pull from a very good source, known as... So we just go to this PC real quick here, and let me just grab some parts out of it. Alright, I think that opened it up. Anyways, see what speakers this thing has. Apparently none. Yeah, seriously, I'm genuinely confused because there's like no speakers on this. Yeah, no, apparently the speaker, or this laptop just didn't have the ability to make sound. Who the fuck owned this shit? Helen Keller? Oh, fuck. Alright. Well, alright. So it turns out I don't have any other laptops. But, good news, I robbed a homeless person and I got this. This right here is a, it's a good-ass question. That's really what it is. Because I'm not sure. I don't give a damn. So, let's get to work on this. This laptop right here has, bad screen and doesn't want to read HDDs. So before anyone gets mad at me for ruining, oh, it's a vintage computer, or why would you do such a thing? It's useless, alright? No one's buying these either, so it's not like I could have sold it. So, it's going to be used as parts. I also now remember why I never actually completely parted this out. Turns out I forgot I stripped one of the screws horrendously bad, so we're actually just going to have to rip this open like a fucking Neanderthal. Alright, so after manhandling the PC for a bit, it turns out this one is not like the other form factor PCs, because I've had several of these where you can remove the keyboard before you can actually remove the frame. Turns out this one just has build quality that's so shit you just genuinely can't take it apart. So I think we might have to do this the old-fashioned way. But let's not resort to that yet. See, HP was ahead of their time. They already had the folding technology before Samsung even started with that shit. Alright, on my quest to look for speakers, I think I see something here that could be used as this. I'm praying these are speakers. If not, what the hell is going on with laptops in the 2000s? I know they all have speakers, but what the fuck? This is the second that it wouldn't have speakers. I also just realized some asshole riveted the keyboard to the actual motherboard. So not only was this never actually be made to repair, this means I actually couldn't have repaired it even if I had the parts to. Wow, congratulations, HP. You suck once again. Guys, I have located the pieces we need. Alright, after more manhandling, we're finally halfway there. I'm also going to probably save these antennas because my laptop always needs more of them because its Wi-Fi range is dog shit. After only cutting myself twice, we have now achieved speakers. Now you're probably wondering how the hell I'm going to fit some weird ass speaker like this into this hole here. Well, guess what? 90% of this casing is not needed. Let me show you real quick. See that? It's just 2 wires. Nothing special going on there. So we can remove all this plastic and we'll just left with a nice fine speaker and 2 little wire connections. Now that we have our speaker, because I actually ended up breaking this one when trying to peel apart the plastic casing, which is fine because we have 2, we can now put on the new port. We're going to take this port, or cut these wires off, and put the port that goes on here, proper one, onto this. So let me give you all a quick time lapse of my soldering.
Now that our stuff is done, ignore the amount of flux on that one wire. We can now get this wrapped up and we can plug it back to the computer and hope that these wires are the same direction. I forgot one big issue is these are different colors, so I'm not entirely sure what's left and right audio, but we can resolder. It's not terrible. Let me give y'all some master technician advice if you just can't get, what's it called, small enough fucking shrink wrap for your wires. You can use glue dots. These are non-conductive, obviously, so you just wrap them around everything. Boom. Now it just stays there. And that's where our wires are going to be, and they're not exposed. And I know while some of you are thinking, wow, this is actually some of the worst advice I've ever seen. I can promise you this is far enough from anything that would get hot where it won't... it's fine. It won't get hot, trust. Even then, I can melt one of these for a very decent amount of time, light it on fire, and it probably still wouldn't actually do anything before it becomes an issue. I've used this on several builds, and I promise you, while this looks shoddy, it has reliability. Along with this, I also do sell my PCs with warranty, so don't worry. If shit does like this happens to go wrong, I got you with a new or better PC. And now we have our new, what's called speaker in its place. We're just going to fit it there in a little bit, but not yet. Back on track to the original reason we came in here was the eczema mouse pad thingy. Let's get this hoe off and let's get this bitch clean. Now that we got this eczema keyboard out, we can actually see how scratched this is. Now you're probably wondering, Keith, this looks really bad. Yeah. I'll see what I can do about this, but it still looks better than how it originally was. I promise you that. Alright. I got this as looking as best as I could. Honestly, was without buying new parts on this computer, so, I mean, it's better than nothing. Now that we have this completely assembled and all the eczema's gone from this mouse pad, we can now move on to the smegma fans and get rid of all these pube dust things. Ugh. This is also where the stiff brush comes back into play. This works absolutely amazing for getting all a little bit of dust out of the crevices and shit, though I do have to take these fans out to get a better clean. So let's do that. Look at the crop circles from this shit. Only ones, you know, aliens haven't created, at least. Anyways, now we got these fans out. Let's go get these hoes clean. I'm going to show you something that you probably haven't been seeing, and I don't recommend doing unless you exactly know what you're doing. You could actually clean these out with water if you're extremely careful. Now, obviously, don't dump the fan in the water directly. You have to make sure it's enough where it won't get into the fan, and just enough you can send it through here without water getting directly into it. That's still a bit too strong. There we go. So you do that, and then you just let it take its time and rotate it through really carefully and make sure not to get water into the motor. Then once you do that, you set these hoses to dry. There we go. So say the water should be taking it. Just make sure you didn't get, see, we got really close there. I don't know if you can see that, but no water actually got into the motor itself. Anyway, so you just let these dry face down so the water can't get in, and you should be chilling. Repeat this with the second fan. I'm not going to record because it's too risky to do two things at once, and yeah. While we wait for our smegma fans to dry, we can now tackle the SSD that I copied in the last video. So let's get this shit removed and replace the new drive. After a quick frantic search, I may have realized that I may have put the drive in a box full of drives. Died actually in the last clip, so I have zero idea if any of that actually got recorded. But to sum it up, drive lost in drives. I was slow. It was actually under my bed sheets. It turns out I got it here, put it installed to the PC, and we're ready to go. I'm gonna put the speaker in the battery, and we're gonna install the fans, and we're gonna test this out. Now, while this speaker install is shitty and it's glued down, I'm not gonna fuck over the next person that works on this and actually replace parts or whatever happens to this PC. So I will be leaving the original screws to not inconvenience them. Because remember, I'm not doing this because I'm an asshole. I'm doing this because I genuinely either cannot afford parts, the buyer doesn't want to pay to do put parts, so I'm just going to make it the best I can in my ability, not to screw people over. So please, do not do these methods to screw people over. Do them with the idea for them to be replaced in the future if possible, but also for them to work in the meantime while they are there. Also, another disclaimer, because I just don't want this to fucking, negative reflect on me. I don't do this, again, unless customer specifically says, hey, listen, do this as cheap as fuck. This is what you're going to get. It'll work. And it won't cause any issues. It'll just look bad. But I don't sell devices like this and shit. I won't fucking sell something like this out. And if I do, I will always disclose it to the customer. So do not fear about buying stuff like this. If I do have stuff in my eBay store, which will be listed in the description, by the way, shameless plug-in right now. Check out my eBay store for things that are for sale. And, yeah, link in the description. I don't sell crap like this without it being disclosed. So, yeah. On to our next update, as we now have the fans back in due to the fact they've been dry. I don't want to skip this step because it's just annoying in putting in screws. And I also placed in the battery. We can now give this the first boot of the, just first boot with HDD. Let's see how this goes. Now time for our first boot of the Lenovo y700 with all its new parts in order. Oh, actually, yeah, that sounds about right. It kept tweaking out and oh, what the fuck. So for some reason, the HDD decided to say fuck you and not work. Because the HDD just doesn't like that I'm Mexican, we're going to try the second backup I did of this, because I had a feeling some bullshittery would occur. So it seems someone else has definitely been in here before me. I feel like there could be some joke about married couples here, but I'm just too goddamn tired to make it. So, anyways, this ribbon thing did not like to hold the thing down. Also, that seal is broken, which is concerning because this could... Why was the entire motherboard removed? For what purpose? It's not a normal fucking thing you do. Anyways, back to this. Main point, that doesn't like to hold for shit, and I think that's why our connection is not working with our drive. So we're going to have to probably melt that down, and we're going to see how it works. I'll let you know in a couple seconds. Alright, before we go extreme, we're going to use the glue dot method, because these things are actually really useful, and it's not like conductive or anything, so I can just put that on there, boom, that's now going to possibly hold a little bit better. And they won't melt under high heat. That's another thing that's really awesome about these. Closest they'll do is they'll just get stickier, so this only just gets better. Now we're here, up in time to boot the PC. I'm out of hands, so there's currently nothing I can display. But here we go. The first attempt of the new PC, Lenovo Active. Windows. Oh, wait, shit, we're booting into Windows. Okay, great. So it actually was just the connector being fucking weird, and this is great because this means our shit actually works. It also seems in my tired state of non-functionality, my dumbass put the plates in the fan backwards, so the fan air isn't actually going down up here to this. It's just coming straight out the fucking bottom. So that fan is not doing shit. Also, love how hot it's getting just from booting up. Like, we're not even in Windows, bro. What's also scary is I can't shut this off. So now time for the game of Russian roulette, or someone's favorite way of gambling, I guess. So, fuck me, I guess. Pray this hoe doesn't explode while, I just realized how that can be clipped out of context so badly. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't get paid enough. Anyways, what's it called? Yeah, so let's just hope this doesn't burn up, or, I'm gonna commit soup on this side. I'll keep you updated in a sec. Completely took apart the PC because I thought I wasn't doing this right. See this giant fucking hole there? So this goes in like this, and then fucking there's this massive hole of just air that just leaks out before it actually gets into the thing. And this bottom case doesn't do shit in directing it either. It just straight up lets it leak. Like, this design is so dog water. I'm gonna have to actually make this a functional vent. Now the fans have been reassembled due to the fact that I completely thought I assembled them wrong. We're now going to figure out how to get these giant holes plugged up and get more airflow to this heatsink, because that's what's causing our biggest loud fan issue, which just makes the computer sound crappy and just really less quality in general. And remember, we need this to seem quality. Now, I do have this roll of air duct tape. The only issue is it is conductive. Now, yes, there is no electronics going into this. It's just, let's say somehow this comes loose and gets somewhere in the motherboard. That's the last thing we want. So I'm going to see what I can do with this, and I might or may not put this on. We'll give it a shot. Alright, I'd say this actually came out better than I thought. Because I guess when you think about it, fans and cooling systems are just kind of under-glorified air ducts. I'm tired as fuck, bro. I can't English. Assembling the PC, we finally have everything ready. With the hard drive in place, it seems that the other one wasn't actually corrupted. It's just this connector is extremely shoddy and doesn't like to work, which explains why it was previously taped down. Yeah, I forgot to mention, my friend bought this from a repair shop that pretty much scammed the hell out of him. At least what I'm doing, I'm leaving where it's fixable. This guy's actually messed up crap where I can't even fix. So to keep shit from fucking up more, we're just gonna tape it down like this, and we're gonna have prayers. So yeah, this might be held together by hopes and dreams. So I'm gonna do a bunch of testing with this before I actually even try and sell it, because the last thing I want this connection to do is fuck up. Because, well, it's going back to my friend, since we're making it like usable-ish before he gets rid of it. But you get the point. Basically, we need to make sure no shit fucking fails. Now that the bottom is now put back, we can get some screws for it. See, my friend tried to, I don't remember what he tried to do, but he did open it at one point and lost every single screw except for like one. So now I gotta find the screw jar, and we're gonna hope we have some screws. After searching through the entire screw jar, I've only managed to find like 5-ish screws. And honestly, I'd say that's better than none. So we're just gonna have to leave it like this, as this is as far as I can take it. But before we finish up on this laptop, we need to get rid of the goon stains. So much dirt and grime that must be cleaned. This part I'm gonna cut out because it's not very interesting, but I'll update you in like 4 million hours when I finally get back with this sanitary. So this is it. At the end of our journey, we have made a mostly functioning PC. The Windows is currently doing its Windows thing, but it does seem to be functional. We have removed the eczema from the mouse pad, and the gooch stains in between the keyboard are all gone. It's all fresh and clean, ready to go. this has been a great, like, just computer refurb in general, that I think, out of literally only free stuff that we have lying around here. So if you did enjoy this, please like, subscribe, and follow. And if you actually watch through with this entire thing, you're a real one. And yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Never mind, Windows being Windows, I fixed one of our driver errors and made another. Now we have tiny blue screen. So remember, now that our Windows is done windowing and finally functioning, we're going to tackle our driver situation in part 3 of the lenovo Y300 series. Sorry, is this 700? Yeah, sorry, the Y700. I'm like genuinely so tired right now. But yeah, lock in, watch me fix some drivers in the next video on part 3.